All right, here we're going to take a look at the 5-minute code, Lab02b, and we're going to take a look to see how all this works. So this is basically the examples we're giving you earlier. So problem number 1, we're looking at creating 2 print statements. Python is great, one utilizing double quotes, another one utilizing single quotes. So simply that's going to be print, and then we're going to say Python is great. So here's one with the single quotes. We're going to copy that and utilize single quotes here. Now, to test out to make sure everything works correctly, we're able to utilize the bottom over here to check and submit your code. Or another thing we could do is to come up here where we have the keyword run up here, and when we select run, we're going to take this particular tab and basically move it over here so we're able to see our code and our output at the same time. And then we're able to go back to the guide over here and flip back and forth if we needed to. So now you can see that we've executed the code, and we have our syntax down below here. As you can see, we have this output. So we have Python is great 2 times, but you notice here that we've written it in 2 different fashions. Now, to clear the screen on our space, we'll just type in the word clear down below here, and what will happen then is our messages will go away and we can start over and then click on run again. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the code and see what we need to do further on. So next problem is going to display the following. I'm here utilizing single quotes. So for this one, we're going to do something like this. Since it's going to be single quotes, that means we're going to need to have a what? So do print I'm here utilizing single quotes. Now remember what happens with this. We're going to have an error because we have a set of single quotes here, and basically this double quote right here makes it seem that this is the starting one, this is the ending one, and this is kind of out in limbo. So we need to utilize the escape character, and that's just going to be the backslash that we need to put in back here, and that will fix the problem. Problem number 3, we're looking at someone screamed fire utilizing double quotes. Note the word fire needs to be also in double quotes. Write your code here. So what we're going to do is type in print open quote. We need to have double quotes there, and now same scenario. So when we run this code, we're going to get an error because, again, the sequence that this and this think it's this particular part, and then we have these 2 that are kind of hanging out in limbo, and you notice that the word fire is in a different color as well. So let's go ahead and actually run it and see what happens. So when we run, and yes, we got an error. Line 32, fire, syntax. So line 32, we knew that, and simply here we just need to put in our backslashes, and now when we run that, it should run beautifully. So here's problem number 2, here's problem number 3. All right, continuing on with our code. Problem number 4, I'm the one who screamed fire. So here, now it doesn't matter in terms of what we're going to be utilizing. So if I did my print statement, if I do double quotes, well, we have an issue here. If I utilize single quotes, we're still going to have an issue. So either or, we're going to have issues with single quotes or double quotes. So let me put in a single quote here and then basically a backslash there, and that will take care of that particular issue. Problem number 5, we're utilizing this. Let's see, print the statement the words be red, white, and blue, each to be printed on separate lines. Hint, you need to use an escape character, write your code below. So here we're going to be utilizing one print statement. So here we need to print red, white, and blue utilizing a single print statement, but each print statement on separate lines. So how do we do this? So we do print, we'll do open quotes, and then we'll have basically the word, if I type it in right, red, end quote, comma, white, comma, and then blue, comma. We're going to utilize the keyword separator as equal to, and we're going to utilize the escape code. I'm going to put that in the /n. So now when it does that, every time when we have that space, instead of having a default space, it's going to utilize the new line. So let's go ahead and take a look at the code here. I'm going to clear the screen, and let's go ahead and run the code. And you can see that problem number 5, red, white, and blue are on separate lines, even though I wrote one single print statement. All right, number 6, utilizing one print statement, have the words of red, white, and blue printed on one line, separated by a tab. You need to use an escape character for that. So let's basically take this code here that we just written, and we'll paste it down here, and we'll just substitute this with the /t because this was our tab separator. So come over here, we'll clear the code, come back up here and run, and you notice that this is separated by a tab. Now if I did not have that, and I wrote it basically in this particular format, let's see, we're going to take this and we'll say print red, white, and blue with nothing else. Let's go back over here. I'm going to clear the code, run it again. So you notice that this is utilizing tabs right here, and this is utilizing just a regular print statement. All right, so we have problem number 7, utilizing one print statement, have the words of red, white, and blue printed on one line, separated by 5 tilde characters. Ooh, hint, you're going to need the separator. So, same kind of thing. So we're going to take this code here, we're going to take it and paste it here, and what we're going to do is we're going to separate this, and we're going to say that we want 5 tildes. So we could do it this way, 1 tilde times 5, and let's go ahead and run the code. Let me clear the screen here and run the code, and look at that, red, white, and blue with 5 tildes in there, and this is basically how my syntax looked. Problem number 8, using 3 print statements, have the words of red, white, and blue display all on one line. So we have 3 print statements, and here's a hint, we're going to utilize the argument to suppress the new line and modify the print statements. So 3 print statements, so we're going to print one for red, print one for white, and then print one for blue. Now if we run it like this, let's go ahead and see what happens when we run it like this. I'll clear the screen and come up here and run it. If you notice here, everything is on separate lines. That means we need to suppress on this one here, comma, end is equal to something like this, and then end is equal to this. Because remember, by default, this is going to be a new line. So we'll come back over here, we'll clear it, and come back here and run. And you can see that we have red, white, and blue. Now you notice that we have a slight little issue. We have no spaces in between. So let's go back and edit this and put a little space here, a little space there. Clear the screen, run it one more time. And there you go, red, white, and blue. All right, and the last one here, problem number 9, is we're going to write the code to print, to use the two variables to display welcome to Python class. Do not modify any of the code. So actually there's 3 strings over here. So what we'll do is write a print statement here. So we need this one here. So we're going to do str1 plus welcome plus str3 plus welcome to Python. So we do str1. Oh, this should have been 2 because we're looking at welcome to Python, and then over here we'll do str and it's going to be 4. So now let's run the code. We'll clear the code here, run it, and we see welcome to Python class. Well, it looks like things are running into each other. So almost there. So we need to fix the problem. Now this was utilizing concatenation, so it didn't work quite with the pluses. So if we change this around, we'll use a comma here. Let's do a combination. Let's see if a combination works. So we use this. We'll utilize a comma here, and then we'll utilize a space, a comma here. Welcome to Python. This is that. So we'll do a comma, space, that, and that. So let's go ahead and clear the code and run it, and let's see what happens here. Run that, and there we go. Welcome to Python class. It looks like I didn't need to have these things here, so we could probably get away with something along the lines of this. All right, because remember the separators. Clear the code, run it, and there you go. Welcome to Python class. That worked. So this would have been the syntax. So we're doing some concatenation here, and then we're just adding the other 2 parts of the strings right there. All right, so that's it.